Hi, welcome to my channel. Today we're going to talk about what to do when you are traveling in this cold weather. Winter is approaching and I want to make sure you're prepared. So my name is RoseAnne. For those of you that are new, welcome. I'm happy to have you. Thank you so much for joining me today. So when we travel in the winter, the first thing that I think about is the cold, dry air and what it could do to your skin and your hair. So let's talk about what we do for our body. Then we'll go talk about what we can do to cover our body and keep ourselves warm and ready to enjoy the cold weather. Whether you are in some place like Italy, which can get very cold, or you're up in the mountains of Colorado for skiing, you need to take care of yourself. So the first thing that I think we absolutely need is chapstick, a really good chapstick. I like to use the Naked Bee. It's pretty clean and healthy. I love it. I like to make sure the products I use on my skin are as clean as possible. And nothing is perfect, but I like to make sure that what I use is pretty clean. I don't like using Vaseline or petroleum products. I like to make sure that what I put on my skin is healthy. And these ingredients are pretty darn good. This Naked Bee is amazing. The second thing that I travel with all the time now is body butter. I no longer use body lotion. Very rarely do I use it because I've been learning that when you use lotion, it has a lot of water in it and water can get contaminated. So then in order to keep that lotion uncontaminated, there's a lot of preservatives and things in it. So I have been using my body butter and I put it in these cute little silicone containers. As you can see, this one was used. So there's just a little bit on the bottom, but I use body butter and I bring that with me. I keep one in my purse for my hands when I'm driving or if I'm on the airplane. So I have access to that body butter in my purse or my travel on. And then I also keep some in my suitcase to have with my toiletries. Now, the body butter I love is this brand called Soapterra. She is a woman-owned business in Oklahoma, I think she is at now. She was in Bakersfield. And I found her when I was selling my olive oil, and I use her products for everything. So body butters are really good. They last a long time and you don't need very much. That's why that small little container would work when you travel. And then that way you have some really good moisturizing because you want to make sure that your hands and your legs and your ankles and your elbows and everything is moisturized because that cold, dry weather can really affect your skin. And one of the things that it does is it kind of like seeps out the moisture from your skin, which in turn can create some issues for you. So you also want to make sure you drink a lot of water. That's another tip here. Drink a lot of water. And sometimes people don't like just to have plain old water. Well, add some lemon to it, lime to it, fresh fruit to it, anything to, if you want to change up the flavor. And while you're drinking the water, make sure that you also, when you're eating, make sure you eat your fruits and some of those vegetables that have a lot of water, because that will really help your skin and help you actually have more energy. Because as you get dehydrated, you also lose your energy, and you want to make sure that you feel really good when you're out there exploring the new terrain. Another tip is also to bring maybe a face mask. Hyaluronic acid is very moisturizing, and you could just pop this little face mask on when you're in your hotel room. It's super thin. You don't have to take up a lot of room, and it will help moisturize your skin, and for men and for women. Also, one thing that I have learned that I really I've been doing a lot also is when you take a shower, the first thing you think about doing is putting on body lotion or even the body butter. But you can also instead, while you're in the shower, use some shower oil. Now, from the same company, Soapterra, I use this shower, bath, and body oil. And now this is obviously too big to bring on a trip, and you could put it in a small travel container. But this is really great because when your skin is a little bit damp and you put the body oil on it, it really absorbs into your skin really nicely, and it helps keep you moisturized. So those are some really great tips on how to keep your skin moisturized. Now we need to keep your skin protected to make sure that you have sunscreen. Now, I am not a huge fan of wearing traditional sunscreen because it kind of goes into your eyes or whatever, but I have found this really great mineral sunscreen. Now, I got this at the dermatologist's office because when I complained about, oh, I don't like wearing sunscreen, she's like, well, would you like this? So you can find powdered face sunscreen for your face on, online, super easy. There are a lot of brands, but I like this because you can bring it with you and you just, push out the powder and you can just, put it on your face while you're out, and it doesn't feel like anything. It won't drip into your eyes, and you can keep your face protected. And don't forget to bring your hand sanitizer. I try to make sure I buy hand sanitizer make sure that it's clean and it doesn't have all those chemicals. So I use doTERRA's On Guard, and I bought this from Squatch, and this works really well too, and it smells good. So when you're going to another country and you have a big time difference, one of the things that can really help regulate your body is using some melatonin. So I bought this time-released melatonin that I can use when I'm trying to get my sleep cycle back on track. So this is just a little extra tip to get your body in alignment with that traveling. So now let's talk about what to bring to make sure you're nice and comfortable. One of the things that happens when you're traveling in the winter and the dry skin. Oh, hi, Nico. He wants to say hello. This is my little boy. He just got groomed. Hi. So one of the things that happens when you travel in the winter is that you can get static cling on your clothes. So what are some really easy ways to get rid of static cling? And not using chemicals and not using dryer sheets and things, because that's not what I like to do. But here are some things that you can do that can help. Number one is if you have hairspray, you can, from a very far distance, spray some hairspray on your garment if you so choose, and if you use hairspray. You can get a damp cloth and rub it on your outfit. You can get some lotion, and this is what I like to do. I put some lotion on my hands, the body butter, and then I would just gently put it on my clothes or my undergarments to make sure that it gets rid of the static cling. And something else that you can do is get a hanger or a safety pin, and you could put the safety pin in your outfit, and that would absorb that energy. Or you could take the hanger and just rub it all over your clothes, and that can take that static energy, that static cling away from your clothes. And so anyway, those are really great tips to know for the winter time. Now I'm going to share with you some of my favorite things that I use when I travel in the winter. And sometimes I use them when I travel in the spring and the fall as well. So one of the first things that I love, and I just discovered these, are merino wool socks. These are so nice, and they're thick and they're really warm. I have a couple of pair of these. So merino wool socks are really great. You also want to make sure you're dressed in layers. So because you never know, you can go into a place where it's super hot because they have the heater, cranked up, but you want to layer your clothes. And one of your base layers is a really good base layer is merino wool. And there are a couple of websites that I like to use when I'm looking for merino wool. I go to Ibex or WoolX, and they have some really nice layered outfits. So, for example, I have this merino wool base layer. It's really lightweight and it absorbs moisture. It doesn't smell. You can air it out overnight. And if it's, if you got sweaty, it will be all nice and fresh the next day. I also like to make sure that I have a fleece-lined legging. Now, I know you can buy fleece-lined leggings that are really thick. That's not for me. I mean, I like a little bit of the cold. I don't like to be too hot because then I get really claustrophobic. But these are just very lightly lined, and they've worked really great for me when I was in Scotland and when I've been in cold. In Alaska, I've worn them. So they just have a little bit of lining. They're a little bit thicker than the regular leggings, and those are really helpful as well. I have these really great gloves. And when you buy the gloves, you want to make sure that you have your little finger that can work on your iPhone, because you don't want to have to take your gloves off and go on your iPhone. So these gloves were great. They're nice and warm, and you can use your iPhone with ease. It works really well. And another super important thing is to bring your scarf. Now, I bought this scarf when I was in Scotland because I just love it so much. And a scarf can be used for so many things. You could use it around your neck. You could use it as a shawl. You could even use it over your head. It really does make a difference, and it keeps you cozy. And if your head and the top of your body is nice and warm and your feet are nice and warm, then your body is usually really able to handle any kind of weather. And the very last thing I want to share with you is to make sure that you have a nice jacket, a jacket that's nice and warm. And if you have a hood, like for example, if it's going to rain and you want to make sure that you have a rain slicker or a coat, let me give you some advice. An advice that I didn't learn I didn't do in Scotland, but then I ended up doing in Scotland. It makes such a big difference. Bring a baseball cap. So you put your baseball cap on so that your hat has a place to lay and it doesn't cover your eyes. And so you can see, I mean, this is such a great trick and hack to make sure you're comfortable. Because when I was in Scotland and I didn't bring my cap, I bought this in Scotland, my hood just kept covering my eyes, and you don't want to do that. So anyway, these are some really great tips for you and how to enjoy your winter holiday with so many wonderful trips coming up to enjoy the Christmas time, all of that beautiful stuff, and New Year's is coming, and we want to feel and look our best. So I hope these tips have been helpful. Have a really great day, and thanks so much for stopping by. Like and subscribe to this channel. Share it with your friends. It would really be great for me to be able to share all of this wonderful stuff with all of you. Have a great day. Ciao for now. Bye.